I don't know if you can read my shirt or not. Doing one for bees, some miles of bees. Don't have a hat on, my veteran's hat or anything. You don't even have a Trump hat on. Bee feeders. There's a variety of them. I started to do the tape, but they're cut off. Okay. This is a frame feeder. Alright. You take your take a frame out of your brood box. Slip this one in there, drop it in, fill it with liquid, you're ready to go. You may have to remove 2 frames if it's too tight. This particular one, I don't really care for. You get quite a few drowned bees in this. There's a new improved, ladder. Yeah, you can't see that, but anyway, it's supposedly the bees could walk down in here to where the liquid is, get what they want, and come back out. But the problem with these is you got a lot of bees piling up. They'll force other bees in there, and they'll be forced down in there and drown. So the frame feeder, not a big fan of, but it will work. So I don't even know where I had this thing at. Okay, then your Apamay is another feeder, which I've already gone through. You can use Apamay's Apamay.com. These feeders are like, it comes with a set of 2, but you can't buy just the feeder as far as I know. You have to buy the cover, and it'll come with these. These are good for dry and wet. You can put dry pollen in here if you want. You can put patties in here. Just make sure when you put your cap on it, one is candy, one is syrup. If you're going syrup, whatever you're going with, the arrow has to point to the outside. Okay. Like I said, these come with a set of 2. These are really nice. You can't really fit. You can see the bees will come up through the slot right there. Okay. They'll climb up in here and eat. This is ruffle, a little rough, so it's almost like a little ladder. I don't know if you can see that or not. So they can climb in and out. And there you go. So anyway, this is a good one. Another one that I like is this, ouch, there's a screw in it. Is this one here. It holds, I believe, 2.5 gallons of liquid. What's nice about this one is you can put light syrup on one side, heavy on the other side. Make your own syrup. 1-to-2 ratio. 1 cup sugar, 2 cups water, or unless you do a 2-to-1 ratio. You will get some drowned bees, no matter what feeder you use. This one here, I've used these last year. Very few drowned bees. And if you look at this, if you look at the slat opening through there, I'm not sure how well you can see it. But anyway, it's the full length, so you can get a lot of bees up in there. If you can see that, you can get cats everywhere here. You can get a lot of bees, can get up in there. They can travel down the wire. So this one here is a really good one because you don't want to constantly be opening and closing your hive. This is real good. I put it in the spring before everything starts growing. I got a package bees coming. I'll use one of these to fatten them up, give them kind of a head start. Because there's not that many flowers in that out. I'm in Michigan, up in the Thumb area, so there's not that many flowers out. Early April. I mean, right now there's flowers out. Well, daffodils, crocus. There's a couple other plants that I planted for bees that are coming up. But we still have some frigid weather coming. So this is a real nice one. It fits the Honey Super, just the box itself. I do not have one right in front of me. Well, you know what they look like. All you gotta do is look at my other. But anyway, this just sits in like that. Bees will get up in there. Now, if you leave this in there all the time, you risk the chance of bees building on this. Generally, they won't build comb on it, but they might. But the clearance between the bottom of this and your queen excluder, or even your lower hive box, the bigger one. Just such a little distance in here that they really won't build on it, so you really don't have to worry too much about that. These are what they call entrance feeders. This part here fits inside. I don't happen to have one here handy. Of course not. Why would I? But anyway, the entrance reducer that I showed you from before, one of the openings is just this width. Okay, so you can fill this up with liquid, easy. Fill it up with liquid, stand it up, and then you can slide it inside the lower part of the hive in the entrance reducer. That way there you don't get bees from just anywhere coming in and eating the food. Sometimes, a lot of times, I'll put these on top to give them a little extra boost. You will get drowned bees in this. A lot of drowned bees. What they do is they pile up on here, and you'll have like a huge amount of them on here, and they'll literally push the other bees up inside and they'll drown. I've had, you know, 1 inch to 2 inches of dead bees inside these. I don't really like these, but like I said, sometimes during the summer I'll throw them up on top. Keep it at an angle so the liquid flows out, but you will lose a few bees. Even when this is empty, the bees will climb in through that little opening there, believe it or not, and you can see how small that opening is. You know, right there at the bottom, you can see how small it is. They will climb up in there to get what's left, the residue that's left inside of this. So a lot of times, once it's empty, you got to pull this off, shake the bees out. So these are not my favorite. Hi, Shadow. I don't know if you can see Shadow. You can probably see his tail. Yeah, I see you. This is another good feeder here. This is another entrance feeder. You can put it anywhere. You don't have to put it through the entrance. Put it on top. You can. They make a insert board that has 4 holes in it, and what'll happen if you look at this, you can see the little holes there, forms droplets. You're not going to get any drowned bees, period, using these. This will fit inside of a honey super, no problem. So if you buy the one that has the 4 holes cut out of it, I don't happen to have one. Basically it's like a top board with holes in it. You will not get drowned bees with this. It does not come with the jars. So the jars are separate. These are old-fashioned, the old-fashioned type. That's why it's color. But anyway, you will not get drowned bees. So these are really good. Entrance, slide it in, fill it up. They'll polish this off in a day or less. Believe me. You get, you know, a package of bees that's 3 pounds of bees. That's probably 10, 20,000 bees, whatever it is. And so these are real good. I do like these. Okay, I guess that's it for the feeders. You can use what's nice about the Apamay ones, you can use dry and liquid in it, so you could have liquid and dry if you want to put patties in there or artificial pollen. Somebody just went up the ladder. So you're good to go. But anyway, that's a quick rundown of the feeders. Early spring, it's a good idea. What's nice also about this one here and the Apamay one, you know, which is this one. This is food grade plastic also, so you don't have to worry about poisoning the. You're not going to jump that far; you'll fall in, and he's going to jump that far. He's going to. All right, you're going to wipe out. But what's nice about these is you can take your top cover off, and immediately this is exposed. So you can add what you need to it without actually disturbing the bees. That's handy, because usually once during the winter you have to pull the cover off to check to see how much food is in there. Especially if they haven't really built a good supply, because you're gonna raid the honey. So both of these are really good. They go inside the beehive. You don't have to disturb the bees to refill them. So that is actually a really, really good. That's a real good setup. So anyway, there you go. That's pretty much it. That's your feeders. You feed them early spring, definitely. If there's a drought of pollen or nectar, you may want to substitute some feed for them. If it's a new package, I like to feed them, well, as soon as you put them in, obviously, but I like to feed them for the first month until all the flowers are really out and growing, so they can build up their hive quicker. Because if the food is inside there and you give them pollen, the protein powder, I can show you that really quick. Oh, it was heavy. This is the this is the I believe it's 58%. Oh, sorry. That's 58%. I don't know if you can see that, the 58% protein. The higher the protein, the more quicker they'll start doing their thing. They'll start being bees. But they'll start building out the comb. You only want to use this in the early spring, maybe in fall if your hive isn't that strong yet. You can feed them this powder to make a big difference. If you put this outside of your hive box, other bees will come and eat it. So just give you a heads up on that. Your bees won't be the only ones eating it if it's outside the hive. They make a really nice feeder. I've got it somewhere. I think it's in that box over there. It's a big feeder that you put this pollen in. So bees can come and go as they want. But like I say, the problem is this stuff is expensive, and unless you want to feed all the bees throughout, because keep in mind, bees will fly up to 5 miles to find food. This stuff works really good. Help them build up into spring really quick. If you check your hive in the fall and it's not looking as strong as it should, or the materials aren't built up, their stocks, then give them some of the powder so they can build up. Same thing with the syrup, 2-to-1 ratio, early spring, fall. Summertime, if you need to substitute feeding, just give them a 1-to-1 ratio. In other words, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup water. I like to put Honey Bee Healthy in it. This was supposed to be on feeders, and now I'm getting into the food. Sorry about that, people. But anyway, this stuff is really good. They make different levels of protein. Different manufacturers make this, so there's several manufacturers out there that make it. Sometimes I'll buy the liquid, which this is here. This is liquid feed. You can see it. There's different brands. Okay, this just happens in one particular brand, and you can see the ingredients. If I'm zooming in enough, you can see what the ingredients are there. This helps the bees really get established quick. It has 2 kinds of sugars in it, which more duplicate your outside flowers and pollen and what have you, nectar. This is not pollen, obviously. This would be considered nectar. But this really helps them build up quick. In the fall, I filled up a couple of feeders in this just to help them build up. And it lasted most of the winter before they, the best time to buy this stuff, depending on who you're buying it from, a lot of times, fall, early winter. A lot of them will put that on sale at a really good price. So if you want to stock up on it when it's on sale. It's not going to go bad. I mean, eventually it will, yeah. But I keep it out here so it stays cool. It doesn't freeze, but it stays cool. But anyway, there you go. I think that nailed all the feeders. There's probably more feeders out there, but these are the basic feeders that you'll see. Different manufacturers make different feeders, but they're all basically the same, like these entrance feeders, like this one here. There's no name on it, so that way there you can buy it from any manufacturer. Same thing with these here. There's no particular name. You can buy these on bee suppliers. You can buy them on Amazon or whatever. But like I said, this one here, drowned bees you will have. Same thing with the frame feeder. So anyway, there you go. I'll probably do another one just on feed and that, which I should have did in this one, make it all one big long one. But anyway, there you go. Rattling on. So there's my shirt. Figure I'll wear my honey, my bee my bee shirt. Should have had a hat on, so I apologize for that. Who wants to look at a bald head, right? So anyway, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, doesn't really matter. I just appreciate anybody watching my videos. Just trying to be helpful.